My hero.
Wire Damien discussion
Is brought to you by... No, I'm just kidding. Bro.
So, can we just... Okay, so I feel like we were kind of off on last discussion about what we thought the singularity was. Because what they're making it seem like is now is something that doesn't seem like something we kind of theorized last discussion.
Well, here, I think I know what it is based off of what they say in this chapter.
The speed was lost here.
Okay, I got you, fam. Don't worry about it. Do you remember? This is my theory anyway. Do you remember back a couple chapters when Bakugo and Shoto and a couple other people had to babysit the kids?
Yes.
And they were talking about how the terrifying part with quirks is that every generation they get more and more powerful. And they were talking about how eventually the kids are going to be so powerful that, or the quirks are going to be so powerful rather, that it could like cause devastation essentially. And they referred to that as the quirk singularity.
So like how the kids were like, apparently the parents were saying that the kids are going to be a stronger generation because of how
the kids are going to end up being born stronger than their parents eventually. Have you ever, again, I would recommend, have you ever seen or watched Elfen Lied?
I have not. I've never read Elfen Lied. I've only seen it in Death Battle.
So in Elfen Lied, there's a part where they're doing like these lab experiments. Well, actually, let me just even more simple than that. There's a part where basically it's just this mutation that some kids are born with, and basically it kind of delves into the idea of, think about kids. Kids temper tantrum. Kids don't know the evils of their actions. Like if a kid fucking breaks a kid's arm, he's not gonna understand that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So imagine a temper tantruming child, but with the power to actually have the power to kill someone. You know what I mean? So mm-hmm. There's a scene in Elfen Lied where like literally like a fucking toddler, like can't even fucking barely talk yet, accidentally kills its parent. I don't remember if it was the mother or father. It's been way too long. But there's a scene where a toddler literally kills its own parent with its powers because it's like, again, it's a child that has the power of like 1,000 men but doesn't even realize it. That's terrifying. So can you imagine? Like that's kind of what we're dealing with when it comes to that particular quirk singularity. That's a terrifying prospect. If the kids realize that they're more powerful than the adults, it's fucking chaos.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if that's... because I'm not sure how that connects to what All for One will be talking about. I particularly took the singularity as... because the way One for All works is that, every like generation, every person it's passed down through, the quirk gets more and more powerful. And you even see in this chapter... All Might's previous master mentions that, she feels like the hopes and aspirations and dreams of every previous user is kind of like pushed into the quirk, and then it builds upon itself and it builds upon itself. So the way I took the whole we're reaching the singularity is that basically like the quirk is as powerful as it's ever going to be. Now is the time. You are going to be the one to finish this, is how I took that personally.
Ooh, okay, I like that. That makes a lot of sense, and there doesn't seem to be any now, it's still technically just a theory, but it's one that I can get behind.
Mm-hmm. Well, because I mean, I'm reading Manga Stream. I don't know if you're reading something else, but
I'm on what page?
All Might, page 7. All Might says this point of singularity might be talking about quirks, or it might not. So the only hint we have is that it has something to do with quirks, which is why I related it to the whole thing with the kids' quirks. I think it has something to do with just, but like the original All for One. Or One for All user, I think he was referring to it within the context of One for All as a quirk, being like now is the time. Essentially, that's how I took it.
It's kind of gets me because if you remember that One for All, because let's not get the names wrong this time.
Yeah, we had some comment that was like, it's hard to believe that. You're this many chapters in and you still don't know the names. If you watch again, my dude, no hard feelings, but like, bro, some people are good at this thing, some people are good at that thing, some people suck at names. It just happens.
So one for us, I was saying it right. So
yeah, I've been stopping and making sure too. Like, wait.
So all for one's little brother, we have to remember, wasn't born with a quirk. So what I feel like they could, what Hirokoshi's
he technically was, but it was a quirk he couldn't use until he got a quirk. Yeah, his quirk was to pass on quirks. Yeah.
Okay, then never mind.
Ha, get fucked. Your theory sucks. Goodbye. All right, but yeah, no. So
that's my dick.
I like, so moving on. I like the kind of, this chapter has a theme that leads itself through to the end, and what I mean by that is, like, first of all, what they're talking about is the first time he went into this, like, inner world of All for One, or One for All, one of the two. The first time he did that, it was when he was fighting the Mind Control Kid. And you bet your ass I'm not going to say his name because I don't remember it, so he's going to be called the Mind Control Kid. But, like, when he's fighting him, that's when that happened. And it turns out that kid is actually important in this chapter. And if you don't mind, and we'll come back obviously and talk about the rest of the stuff, but like just to jump to that plot twist at the end there, he's back. And I'm excited. I've wanted him to be back for so long. I thought for a long time I was like, he is an interesting character. He's got an OP quirk, and I always thought that what Horikoshi did with his character was fascinating, and I wanted to see more because back then, I don't know how well you remember that scene, Thurman, but that was like such a good scene of showing, like, basically it was breaking the convention of, you know, like, some powers just seem like they're meant for villains. You know what I mean? So like that power felt like a villain power, but it was given to a kid that didn't want to be a villain. And it was kind of Horikoshi talking about how, like, what you're born with can shape your personality. So because he was born with that quirk, people kind of projected the personality that they wanted to have onto him. They assumed he was a creeper. People were scared of him because he had that quirk, even though he never tried to use it in any vicious way. People already automatically didn't want to talk to him because they were nervous, rightfully so. You know, who knows if he's gonna try to fuck with me or not? You know, so like that kind of fucked his life. And I love that. I think that his character is one that I always found really interesting. And this thing that he has on his like mouth or neck, around his neck on his mouth, it looks like it's going to be some sort of like microphone amplification / deafening system, which obviously, if you remember correctly, his quirk is activated by he just asks someone a question, and if they respond, boom, right? So I can think of a couple things that could be. Either A, he can make his voice louder or quieter depending on if he wants certain people in range to hear his question. I could also consider something where, like, there might be a loophole to his power where, like, if his voice is distorted enough, then his quirk won't activate if he doesn't want it to, like, go off at random times or something. I don't know. But what I'm going to assume is that it's basically, like, I can make my voice even louder and then, boom, easier to activate my quirk. What do you think about that?
I believe it, because I feel like his ability is it has a lot of positives and negatives to it. And the one thing that I do like about the series so much, about its power system is that with training, your quirk can grow. And given the situation that we've seen with everyone kind of developing,
and it's been so long since we've seen them too. And even I don't know if your translation says this, but sorry, go ahead.
I assume that what you're saying is correct, or it has to do more with, because what Hirokosha does well is that he always has limits. Kind of like what's his name? Togashi. She does it, is that abilities are overpowered, but they always have creativity to them. So I feel like what it could happen is he could not necessarily break his weakness, but make sure his weakness is kind of like, you know.
But what was his weakness? His quirk was nigh fucking unbeatable.
Because one of the weaknesses that you have to answer, you have to reply to him for you to be under his spell.
Obviously, like if it did,
like that's one of the.
Are you thinking, like, bro? Even with that as like a prerequisite, that's still so OP. Like you know what I mean? Like
To be honest,
Yes, it is.
it's OP, but technically it kind of isn't because you have to see the flaws in every ability.
Of course,
And I
of
mean,
course, if people know about it in advance, then there it goes. But wait a minute, Deku knew about it in advance, and newsflash, Thurman, people instinctually respond when they're talked to. That's just like an instinct. That's hard to fucking not do.
Okay.
So like
Deku,
9 times out of 10, if he wants to be a hero, 9 times out of 10,
because it's
what? Why are you talking over me, bitch? You used to be so good at this. You know your place. You shut your mouth when I'm talking.
But I was talking for you.
Okay, go then. Fuck.
It's a long night. It's 4 where he's at. Bear with us, people.
Now it's 5.
Okay. Whatever. So, the one thing about Deku, essentially he kind of forgotten in a sense, because what's his name even said this. He said this.
Yeah, he warned him. I remember this very well. Yeah.
You're very naive and you're very gullible. So that's the only reason. Like, if it was Bakugo or Shoto, there's no way in hell he would have gotten twice with that shit. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
So saying because like it's instinctive to reply to him, yes, that's true. At the same ability, like someone like Shoto or All Might or Ayazawa, you obviously know, okay, well, his ability is activated by this. I won't do this. So.
Yeah, true that. I think that, like, either way though, he still does have one of the most OP quirks. So I mean, to improve upon that, it would be like, whoa. Where do you go from there?
True that. Where do you go from? Because the main point of developing quirks is to get rid of certain weaknesses.
Yes, but like, if you get rid of his weakness, he's God.
No, but I'm saying not really just to get rid of it, but know how to work with it. Like, you know how Lemillion's weaknesses is that
right.
If he goes intangible, it literally feels like he's falling.
Mm-hmm.
So he help him.
So basically, what you're thinking.
Deal with that.
So basically, what you're thinking is like, I think he could come up with like better ways to like trick people into responding.
Yes.
See, I like that. I see that, and you bring up a good point. I like that. In My Hero Academia, the power-ups aren't. They're not usually just our quirk powered up. It's usually like I found a new way to use my quirk. I like that shit.
See, that's good. That is some great stuff.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's a long shot. We don't really know, but I mean, that's the only reason I could see him trying to be able to boost it. Or maybe summary is
yes
that they'll either the way Hirokoshi will do this is either A, they will make it easy. He finds an easier way to put people under his hypnosis, or 2, they either make his English escapes me right now.
Bro, the one time you're not cutting out. This is. I promise, audience, it's not. We totally didn't just re-record that one line 5 times because he kept dropping. Go ahead, please. Fucking finish your goddamn sentence.
Sorry, English escapes me right now. Okay, I apologize. So, or either he finds some way to keep people under his spell longer, or he adds something new to his spell, which is. Either way, I'm really hoping that Hirokoshi does something creative with his quirk and his character, because
me too.
When he was first introduced, I fell in love with him. I feel like he's a type of character that I can relate to in regards, and I really hope that he's done at least something in order to see some involvement in his quirk.
Yeah, and he's always been a really fascinating character that I wanted to see more of, and it was always kind of criminal that we didn't see a lot of him. So I love that he's back. I really do. He's a fucking useful. He's got a useful ass quirk. So many things you can do with that. Like there's so many questions. Like there's so many what if questions. Like what if he was at the Camino incident and he asked All for One a question? Exactly. All for One. Kill yourself. You got it, boss. All right. So
I feel like All for One could resist it though.
No, but I hate when anime does that. I hate it. I hate when you have a power that's set up to be all right, this is just how this power works. I could just resist it because overall I'm just powerful. Fuck that shit.
JOJO kind of does that.
win.
I mean, not well. I mean, stands are typically kind of overpowered, but the characters who use them are kind of stupid. So
You're missing my entire point, Thurman. What I'm saying is, when you set up a power, just that, like, this is the logic of the power, and then so you set up the rules. Here's the rules. When character does this, this character gets brainwashed, right? If you set up that logic, and then you say, except for this guy, because he's so powerful, that immediately ruins the threat of the power in my mind. Because then it's like, well, how many times are you going to do that? Bleach is hold on. Bleach is a perfect example of this. There was a character called Soifone. She had a power. Her Shikai was the ability. Basically, it was like a poisoned tip, like spear thing, right? And she would poke you with it, and when she stabbed you with the tip of the spear, it would create like a symbol, like a tattoo-like symbol of a butterfly on your skin. And if she tapped you in the exact same place again, it would kill you. It was like an insta-death, right? Like, I tap you twice in the same area and you die. So the fights would normally be like, I gotta make sure she doesn't get that same area again, right? So it works once in the entire series. She kills one person with it. And then every single time after that, it's one of those like she gets it on the main villain of the series, Aizen, and everyone's like, holy shit, she did it. And then Aizen pulls this bullshit like, ha, I have more Reiatsu than you, so I can just overpower it. Your powers are null. It was like, fuck you.
Oh, come on, bro. You really... Okay, so Aizen is literally... Okay, we're not going to get to a Bleach.
No, but what I'm saying is, don't do that bullshit. When you have a quirk, this quirk does this. I would rather All For One get out of it with his smarts than just like, I can just resist it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's just okay. Like, here's a way better way for All For One to get out of that in that hypothetical situation, right? Let's say he's there, he gets All For One under the spell. One of All For One's fucking cronies comes and fucking flicks him out of it. You know what I mean? Like, taps him. You know what I mean? Kind of like the Genjutsu in Naruto. You had to have a fucker to like be like, hey, get out. You know?
Oh, okay.
That'd be much better than just basically making his quirk pointless. Like, I can see it now. Like basically like that happens. He gets under the brainwash, and then one of his dudes comes out and just immediately slaps him and wakes him up. And then he could look at him and be like, you think I'm so stupid to not always have one dude watching my back? I know about so many quirks. And I know that there are plenty like yours. You know, like, that would be a better way. You see?
I see what you're saying. Okay, I got you.
Mm-hmm. I just like that better than breaking the entire rule structure of your power to make us scared of this OP fucker. Because guess what? And I have a video I'm doing about this, with my video on the Nen Beast that I'll show you eventually, where it's like, it's a lot scarier. A villain overpowering someone with wit and strategy is way scarier than a villain just flicking a dude and dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So that's my main point about that. And I like, that may have been a little off topic, but that's what we do here on Controlled Chaos. We are hypothetical questions and off topic. We're fucking crazy. That's why we're called Controlled Chaos. We're chaotic, but occasionally we rein it in. Like now. Let's talk about, what else I want to talk about? Let's talk about Bakugo's new outfit. I like it.
Yeah.
It's fucking edgy.
New outfits, man. I see Momozero has a cape now.
Bro, the cosplay opportunities have opened up yet again.
Yo, like this is some gnarly shit. And did I see like a scar on her left eye from Nina here?
Where would that be? What page?
Or she's blinking right now because it literally looks like a scar on her left eye.
I'm not sure, but there's a couple things I want to bring up. One.
Page 9.
What?
Page 9.
Okay, I'll check your fucking thing. Who am I looking for that has a scar on their life?
Mina.
Oh, Mina.
Black girl.
That's her fucking... Oh my god. That is a mask on her fucking face. You are aware of this, correct?
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Oh
it's been a while. I'm tired. It's 2:15 in the morning. I'm tired.
You can't say you're tired for every horrible thing.
Yes, I
Forgetting
can.
names is one thing, but that shit, I would leave an angry comment about that.
Okay. Let's talk about how many times that you've been tired.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
All right. That bitch.
Couple things I want to talk about my boy Bakugo. God, is it good to see Bakugo again. I forgot how much I missed his psychotic anger.
Yeah. Oh, this man
This man is bro. Are you gonna put that in his respect thread that he's officially multiversal? He broke the fourth wall.
This man.
How are they gonna do that? Are they gonna? I wonder what they'll do in the anime for that.
Oh my god, he eats the subtitles.
Yes. Oh, fucking glorious. No, but I want to bring up how smart my boy Horikoshi is. My boy. Now, and since I can't say it, yes, thank you, bro. Moment. I was like, Thurman, say it for me. Say it.
I got you, my nigga.
Oh, dude, I wish I could say that about Horikoshi because he is. So he's so smart, man. Like I love the detail he puts into the costumes, right? Because this is something I wouldn't even have thought of, but it's so fucking clever. It's like, hey, your quirk requires you to sweat. Your sweat is your weapon. So if we're fighting in winter, you have to be sweaty. So you made an outfit that generates heat to make you stay sweaty. That's fucking smart. I love that. Those little touches is what I love about My Hero Academia, you know?
I agree.
Like, that's the kind of shit that a lesser author wouldn't even pay attention to. They wouldn't think about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's why Horikoshi is... Say it, Thurman.
The nigga.
No, he's our.
Our.
That's right. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay. But yes, so, and then him biting the word bubble, which I was going to bring up, is fucking hilarious. Now, also... It's been so long since we've had an Uraraka Deku ship moment, and I'm so happy. Yo! Yes.
Honestly, I thought Hirokoshi didn't really forget about it, but he was taking a break from it.
He definitely was, because remember the last time... listen, man. I have every single Uraraka Deku ship moment cataloged in my mind. Like, you have no idea how much I love this ship. The very last one was actually right after the All Might All for One fight. During their hostage rescue training. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. She was like, I have to put away my feelings.
That was the big one where she basically said, I have to ignore my feelings for now and focus on my schooling and hero work, remember?
Yeah.
So you're right. I took that as Horikoshi saying, we're going to put this on the sidelines for now. But I'm so glad to see it's back. And I love him mentioning that Hatsume made him, you know, some adjustment. You know, he made him the gloves where he can flick air bullets now. And I love that she immediately remembers that scene where she's just full boobs on Deku. And then she's just like, go away! Go away, thoughts! Oh my god, she's the best. I love her. Oh, and it's so sweet. Because, like, you know, I love seeing that from the girl's perspective because at least you and me as guys, you know, we have these things too where we worry about like, oh, does she like me? Or, you know, like oh, you know, that other guy is so much more handsome, I can never match up. So it's cool to see that from like the girl's perspective. I always find that very cute. And I love that, you know, she's self-conscious. She doesn't think, I don't know, it's just cute. It's fucking cute and I love it.
It's adorable.
It is. Now, let's talk about my other fucking boy. Oh my god. The leader of Class B. My boy. Look at this man. I died. Look at the stance. That's a JOJO stance right there. Someone needs to take that shit.
This is literally my new cover photo, bro. I'm so hyped. You have no idea how long I've been waiting for Class B to show up, man.
I do love Class B, but my fucking boy. I can't get over the stance. Look at the stance. Look at that form, man.
That is Theo shit. Call him Theo now.
Dude, I'm going to... You know what I'm going to do right when we're done with this video? I'm going to painstakingly PNG that picture and then put the Rumble JoJo sound effect behind it. Oh, God.
Oh
So, yeah, no, like that stance alone and that outfit, that's a stylish fucking outfit. Can we look at that outfit for a second?
I've already stared at it.
Look at his tie and like the fucking button-up vest and the double belt shit going on. He's pulling a squall with the double belts. Oh my God. And remember, I'm trying to think, because his quirk is copying other abilities. So, like, I'm trying to think, is his outfit to try to show, like, I'm a performer. I can take your ability and your ability. I don't know. I love it so much. And I just love his stance. I cannot get over. He is more maniacal every time we see him. He's like, hello, Class A. Fuck you. Ooh.
Oh man, I'm gonna end screenshot this. It's great.
Yeah, and then the survey, which is self-researched. I don't know if you noticed that part. Oh, it's so fucking good.
This man held it out for Class A so bad.
Bro, this is commitment. Commitment, man. He's been like this since fucking Volume 1. This man is, oh my god, I love him. I used to hate him, but the stance has changed my mind completely.
You hated him? Oh, I never hated this guy.
I hated him. Okay, I hated him. I hated him in the first arc because I thought he went a bit. I think that you can agree with me on this, Thurman. There's some things that translate well, that don't translate too well in the anime that work better in the manga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Asta's fucking scream is a perfect example. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I agree.
So, like, Asta's screaming all the time. That's not annoying in the manga because it's words. But it is in the anime. So the same thing with this guy. I thought he was annoying in the anime. But in the manga, I love him. You know? And now, and this fucking stance.
You are okay. You are a typical JoJo fanboy right now. Typical. Random.
Fuck yeah. It's so.
Can we talk about just like a Bakugo moment right now? It's just like, we have a special guest today. Tyler looks stupid in front of him. Yoda's
yeah,
like,
I'll destroy him.
Bakugo's like, I'll destroy him.
Who is it? Can I kill him? Oh, you know who Bakugo kind of reminds me of? Just in the sense that, like, Bakugo always says, I'll kill him, or I'll destroy him, or I'll murder you, or something. Like, do you remember the dude from Hitman Reborn that would always say, I'll bite you to death?
Oh, hey, buddy.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. And then he would always say it, even in scenarios that made no sense. And I loved that. I remember them, like, pointing it out where he would say it, and then they're like, I'll bite you to death. And then it, like, showed what they imagined in his whole mouth, just like, ha! But yeah, that's, oh my god. Like, once again, Horikoshi showing that his slice of life aspects of his manga are so goddamn amazing. The character interaction is his strong suit, 100%. Like, character interaction, comedy, I fucking love it. He nails that feeling of high school and, like, students interacting with each other and, like, the bullies and the cliques. It's just so perfect. And like I said, one of the reasons that fucking double page spread got me so much is because, like, look at him. He looks like he's, like, leading his posse. Like, we're here, bitches. Like, he's been waiting all day. Oh, I could just... so much expression in that. And I gotta be honest, I still love his outfit. Like, that's a cosplayable outfit. Now I want to cosplay him so I can go around the con, just being like, any Class A cosplay I see, like, hey! I see a Class A over there. Beautiful. Any last thoughts, Thurman? Oh. Oh, God. Your signal at the very end. Why? Okay, that is our cue to end the video because Thurman is dying. Bye. Peace.